Many people relocating to Katy, Texas in search of luxury real estate worry that they're going to buy in the wrong area. And after helping people buy luxury homes in Katy since 2013, I realized that there's not just one great neighborhood that has all the best luxury homes in it. They're really all spread out across Katy. And so that's why in this video, I'm gonna share with you the best neighborhoods to consider when buying a luxury home in Katy, Texas. Howdy friend, my name is Paul Holub. I'm the broker here at Traditions Realty. And this video is designed to be the most comprehensive guide to buying a luxury home in Katy, Texas. So I hope you find the value out of it, but if you want even more information, I do have a home buyer's guide for luxury real estate in Katy. It's free in the link below. So I'm gonna review all these great neighborhoods that many of my clients love looking at because you get just so much bang for your buck here in Katy compared to where they're moving from. But be sure to stay till the end because I'm gonna share with you the price ranges and as well as the locations for all these great neighborhoods. But first, let's get started with some luxury homes in master plan communities because I think a lot of people overlook luxury homes in master plan communities. And there's one in particular I think most people are really gonna love. So this first master plan community is one that's in far west Katy, and it is kind of right on the border of Katy and Fulshire, and it's kind of split between Katy Independent School District and Lamar Consolidated. So if you want to be in Katy ISD, you got to make sure to live on the eastern side of this neighborhood. And it has a variety of smaller sections with a few luxury homes here and there, mixed in with some, mid-range and upper range homes. So you have a variety of options. And this neighborhood is Cross Creek Ranch, and it has a great couple sections that are available for a mix of affordable, medium range, and upper range homes. Quail Point and Sorora Lake are the two sections that have custom and semi-custom luxury homes on them. Now, Sorora Lake is the more custom luxury section. The lots tend to be a little bit larger from half acre on up, and the homes tend to be larger as well. Now, these homes were built in the late 2000s, early to mid 2010s, and so they're recently built but not brand new. But if you want more of that custom luxury or semi-custom luxury, this is going to be a great option. And I'm working my way to the neighborhood I think is going to be one of the best fits for many people. But first, let me talk about a great master plan community in the Katy area, one of the staples here when people think about Katy, and that's Cinco Ranch. Cinco Ranch has a variety of price points and some great homes to consider, but it does have some wonderful luxury homes. Two sections that I really like are the Bayou Pines and Bayou Woods. These are larger lots, many of them on half acre to an acre or acre and a half, and they're custom and semi-custom homes. Now they are a little bit older, early 2000s and early 2010s, but you will find some that have been updated. But you will also find some that are, beige on top of beige on top of beige, and no shade for those if that's your house. It was mine for a while. But trends change. And so if you want something more updated, you will find some, but they tend to go pretty quick. There's also a few luxury homes in Cinco Ranch Southwest, but if you're looking for some other luxury homes, then I would recommend Cinco Ranch Estates as well as Cinco Ranch Ironwood. So Cinco Ranch and Cross Creek Ranch are fantastic communities, but I think this next one's really gonna fit a lot of people's boxes just because it has a variety of different options from your upper end price ranges to your custom luxury, and that's Cane Island. So Cane Island has some upper end homes with some semi-custom features and in like the Legends as well as Sterling Heights. But if you're looking for luxury homes, then you're gonna have to check out Pine Haven because Sterling Heights and the Legends will be about 15,000 square feet to about 20,000 square foot lots. But Pine Haven as well as Cane Island Estates will be right around kind of half acre and up. Especially the estates, that's where you're looking for minimum of 2 million and up. These are all custom homes, and it's a small little section, so there's not a ton of homes. There still are a few lots that have not been built. However, there's currently nothing, as the time of recording, available for sale in the estates. And if you'd like some help buying a home in Katy, whether that's a luxury home or something else, I'd be honored to help you. Call or text me right now, and I'd love to help you find your next home here in the Katy area. Many of these great neighborhoods will have beautiful views of the lakes, but if you're looking for a view of the golf course, then you're gonna be more limited. And actually, there's only two neighborhoods where you can buy a luxury home with a golf course view. So there's only 4 golf courses in Katy. The first one is the golf course at Cinco Ranch. So obviously it's in the Cinco Ranch neighborhood. It is a public one, so you can go play there. It does have mostly mid-range to upper mid-range homes that back up to the golf course. So if you want some luxury homes, there's a few little sections that have it, particularly Prestwick Estates. These homes are a little bit older, built in mostly the 90s. And you do have those options of having a luxury home on the golf course. But again, it's a smaller section there within Cinco Ranch. The next golf course is at Willow Fork Country Club. It is obviously a country club that you can have membership to, and it's a nice course. The homes right along Willow Fork are about mid-range, even some entry level, so you're not going to find those beautiful luxury homes. And most of the neighborhoods will be Kellywood, as well as some portions of Cinco Ranch. The next golf course is the club at Falcon Point, and this is a private golf course club that you can join. And it has, full 18-hole golf course, but it's within the neighborhood of Falcon Point. Now, these are some beautiful houses, most of the time mid-range, maybe some mid-upper range homes, but a lot of these homes were built in the 90s, so a little bit older, but they do have some beautiful homes, a little bit more mature trees. And so I do like that, but you won't find any custom luxury homes with those golf course views. So where are the 2 best places to buy luxury homes that have those beautiful golf course views? Both of these back up to the Meadowbrook Golf Club, and the first one is Seven Meadows. Now, most of these will be kind of mid-range homes with some few upper-end luxury houses, but for the most part, they will be larger tract-style homes built by a builder, not necessarily the full custom homes. They are beautiful, and they do have access to all the Seven Meadows amenities, but the main one you need to consider if you want that golf course views is Avalon at Seven Meadows. Now, these are larger properties. They are mostly custom and some semi-custom houses that do back up to the golf course. The challenge with the community is that you do have a bayou that runs in between the golf course and the house. So if you wanted to, just run out, in the evening to chip and putt a little bit, you kind of have to work around the bayous. And be sure to stay till the end, because I'm going to go over the pricing and locations for all of these great neighborhoods. Living on the golf course is amazing with just wonderful views, but sometimes you want a little additional security. And many of these neighborhoods will have a gate out front, but it's unmanned, and so sometimes people can sneak in there. So it's always nice to have that little extra layer of security with that private security out front at the gate, as well as patrolling through the neighborhood. So if you're interested in that, there's actually only 4 neighborhoods in Katy that provide that, and one of them only provides that has custom luxury homes. But first, there's a little bonus neighborhood that I personally love, and it's tucked away and not a lot of people know about it. It doesn't have that security of a man gate, but it does have that gate out front, and that's Park Lake Village. Homes in Park Lake Village were built from 1998 through the early 2000s, and they have a mix of semi-custom and custom luxury homes right along the lake. And it's pretty close to I-10, and so it's definitely something that you're gonna wanna check out if you're wanting a shorter commute into Houston. But let's dive into these gated neighborhoods with additional private security out front. And the first one is not quite luxury, but it's, that price point right under $1 million, and that's Lakes of Buckingham. Now, these homes were built in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they're not quite as large. You'll see many of them, 3,000, 4,000 square feet, 10 to 15,000 square foot lots. And so not quite that, luxury or custom luxury feel, but it does have that additional security, so it could be an option for you. And just like Park Lake Village, this next neighborhood has a great commute if you need to get into town a little bit faster, but still want to live in Katy. And it does have that guard out front with beautiful lakes meandering throughout the neighborhood. And this is Windsor Park Estates. These homes were built in the 90s and early 2000s, and many of them will have the slate tile roofs with the Spanish or Mediterranean exterior. And so it just has a beautiful feel as you're going through the neighborhood. Now, many of them are a little bit older, that beige on top of beige on top of beige that I've already talked about, but you can find some that have been updated if you want something a little bit more modern. The next neighborhood is a little further west, but it still has great access to I-10, and one that not a lot of people know about as well. And it does have some larger lots. Many of these are half acre, acre and more. And it's a smaller neighborhood, but you do have that peace of mind with the security out front. And this is Lake Point Estates. So I love this neighborhood just because you have those larger lots as you're driving through, and then you have a big lake in the middle of it that kind of has different fingers with cul-de-sacs all along it. And so it's a great little neighborhood here if you're looking for some larger lots with gated neighborhood. So many of these homes were built in the early 2000s, but you can find some that are more recently built because all of these are custom homes. And the number one neighborhood you need to consider if you're looking for that additional security at the gate, but also want fully custom luxury homes, is Lake Forest of Kellywood. Now this neighborhood is great. They are a little bit older. From the late 90s, early 2000s, and there's fewer than 80 properties in the entire neighborhood. And so when they do come available for sale, they tend not to stick around too long. But a lot of these homes are 6,000, 8,000 square feet and more on half an acre to 3 acres. And so some beautiful custom luxury homes here, and sometimes you will find them fully updated as well. And so these are the top neighborhoods to consider if you're looking for additional security. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment below with what's most important to you in your next luxury home. Is it the style of home? Is it the age of the house? Particular amenity? I'd love to hear from you, so please comment below. So what if you're looking for some luxury homes with a little space between your neighbors? And you know, many of these homes that I've already gone over will have lots sizing from 9,000 square feet to 15,000 square feet. But if you want something a little bit larger, say half an acre or more, like where do you look? Well, these next neighborhoods are the ones you need to consider, and I think 2 have some really unique features. So we've gone over 2 great neighborhoods that do have larger lots. That's Lake Point Estates and Lake Forest of Kellywood. Beautiful neighborhoods with security out front and larger lots, many of them half acre to 3 acres. And so you're gonna find some wonderful homes there. The first neighborhood has some larger lots, many of them between 2 and 6 acres, and that is Remington Trails. Now, a lot of these homes are a little bit older, built in the 90s, a variety of custom and track homes. And so you will find some, you know, entry level, mid-level, as well as some custom luxury homes. So it's kind of a whole hodgepodge here in the neighborhood. But if you want some extra space, some acreage, then it's going to be a great option. This next one's kind of unique. It's not per se a neighborhood, it's really just a street. It has a mix of businesses as well as residential homes. And this is GW Cartwright. And you will find some homeowners that have built some beautiful luxury homes. It has zoned to some really great Katy ISD schools. And so you will see some beautiful homes right next to a business or even some horse stalls. And so it's kind of a mix along the street. But if that's kind of your jam, you want more of a freedom, not being in an HOA, then this could be a good option for you. And if you're looking for some more acreage, maybe between 5 and 10 acres, this next area is a good option for you. And that is Manorwood Estates. Now, there's not many homes that come available in this little section, but many of the homes do have a good amount of acreage, and you will find some that are luxury, but then you will find some mid to upper range homes here. This next neighborhood has a mix of upper range as well as some luxury homes, and that's Katy Lake Estates. A lot of these homes are half an acre to an acre, and so you won't find that, you know, multiple acreages if that's what you're looking for, but you will find some beautiful homes and upper range as well as some luxury homes. But the 2 neighborhoods I think you really need to consider with the unique amenities, they have half an acre to about 2 acre lots, fully custom homes, and that's Lakes of Katy and August Lakes. So like both of these neighborhoods, they have some beautiful custom homes, and you'll find them from the early 2000s all the way till today. And so kind of a mix of a little bit older, but some more recently built. But the really unique thing about both of these neighborhoods is that they are a water sports neighborhood. And so they have lakes going through them. So you can water ski, and boat, and jet ski, and do all the fun water sports that you like to do without having to run up to Lake Conroe or Lake Livingston. And so if you are looking for something custom with some unique features and really enjoy water sports, then these 2 are some great neighborhoods you need to consider. So I'm getting closer to pricing location for all these great luxury homes in Katy. But first, a lot of these homes I've gone over have been built in the late 90s, early 2000s, maybe some in the 2010s. Where do you go to look for new and recently built luxury homes in Katy? Well, there's not too many places yet, but there are a few areas that I do recommend checking out. But first, there's many neighborhoods that are recently built that have some great luxury homes that you need to consider. One of these neighborhoods was built in the late 2010s, early 2020s, all by Tri Pointe Homes. And in the neighborhood, right along the water, there's some beautiful luxury homes. I like the styles as a mix between traditional as well as some modern finishes or modern exteriors. And so you kind of have the best of both worlds depending on your particular style. And this first neighborhood is Lake House. It is kind of in the northwestern part of Katy, but it again has some really great, beautiful homes. And this next neighborhood I've already gone over, and there's a couple different sections here that are zoned to Katy ISD, and that is Cross Creek Ranch, that's Quail Point, as well as Soror Lake. You will find some more recently built homes, but they're a little bit few and far between because many of them were built in the early 2010s. We still will have a few that were built in early 2020s. And the last neighborhood to consider for some recently built homes in Katy would be one I've already gone over extensively here on this video as well as on my channel, and that's Cane Island. Because you have the Estates, which is some recently built homes, as well as Pine Haven, which they're just finishing up building right now, and beautiful luxury homes in both sections. So many of these homes are a bit older, late 90s, early 2000s, but where do you go if you're looking for something recently built or even brand new? Well, I haven't gone over this neighborhood, but it is a massive neighborhood in North Katy, and it has a variety of homes, and they do have some luxury houses, although they are a little bit more limited. You can still build some luxury homes here, and that's in Ellison. And the last neighborhood to build brand new custom luxury homes in would be actually just outside of Katy in the newest section of Cross Creek Ranch. So if you'd like some more information, please reach out. So building a custom luxury home is great, but maybe you're saying, hey, Paul, I would actually love to buy some raw land, pick my own architect, design my own house just the way I want it, and go through that whole entire design build process. Well, you're in luck. This next section is going to be for you because I'm going to share with you some suggestions as far as where to look for some raw land and some ideas of building your own custom luxury home in Katy. So there's really only two neighborhoods I'd recommend for buying raw land in because there's really not very many neighborhoods left where you can buy raw land in a luxury neighborhood. A lot of them will be already purchased by a builder, and so then if you do want to build a new home, you obviously have to go with them. But if you want to stay within a neighborhood, the two neighborhoods that still have some lots left are August Lakes and Lakes of Katy, which are two great neighborhoods I've already gone over. But many people are not fans of being in a particular neighborhood with an HOA. I totally get that. And then so finding some raw land, mostly going to be in Northwest Katy as well, or Southwest Katy, can get a little bit more challenging. So if you'd like some help navigating that process of finding some raw land, please reach out. Happy to help you with that. I do have some great architects and builders that I can definitely recommend kind of go through this whole process. And so building a custom luxury home in Katy is definitely doable, but it's getting a little bit more of a challenging as much of Katy's already been built out. All right, let me go over the price ranges and locations for all these great luxury homes. So let's start off with the master plan communities, and there are three that I really want to focus on. And so let's get started with those. The first one's on the northern part of I-10, and that is Cane Island. Cane Island has some beautiful luxury areas I'm excited to get into. And on the southern west part of Katy is Cross Creek Ranch, and this is a great master plan community, and they are still building Cross Creek Ranch further west. But the part that I want to go over today is a part in Katy ISD. And the last one, and this was the original master plan community in Katy, and that is Cinco Ranch. And Cinco does have some phenomenal master luxury homes, and so let's get into those. Starting out with Cross Creek Ranch, we can see West Park Tollway on the bottom right part, or just south of Cross Creek Ranch. Fry Road is coming in from the east, or the right side, and then 1463, let me draw that real quick, is right here. And the Katy-Lamar consolidated border is somewhere around, let's see, I think it's kind of right around here. So anything west of that, you'll be in Lamar consolidated. and then anything pretty much east of here is Katy Independent School District. So that's kind of a general line there. It is not 100%, but it gives you a better idea. And so looking at Cross Creek in the Katy Independent School District area, we have a couple great sections that you may want to consider if you're looking for a luxury home out here. And the first one is Legacy at Cross Creek Ranch. Now, this is a mostly upper end and luxury area for Cross Creek Ranch. They are builder level homes, so you won't see fully custom. You're gonna see some semi-custom houses here, but I really like this because you have the lakes in the middle and just the beautiful greenery and walking trails throughout, which Cross Creek does a fantastic job of. But this section here is definitely going to be a little bit more expensive, which I'll go into here in a second. And just north of that is Creek Cove. Now, Creek Cove is a little larger, and it's almost kind of a mixture. It's not all luxury homes. You'll have some more mid to upper level houses, as well as some luxury homes. And again, most of these will be builder semi-custom homes, as well as some tract level houses. And so you won't have that fully custom feel of a house. So if you are looking for that, I do have some coming up here in just a second. So homes in Legacy were built from 2013 through 2021, and they go up to about 6,000 square feet. Creek Cove was built from about 2014 through 2018, and they too go up to around 5,500, 6,000 square feet. And so you will have kind of about the same size homes, but the lot size tends to be a little bit larger in Legacy over Creek Cove. So that's part of the main difference. Obviously, larger lots, you can fit a little bit larger home on there. Now, these next two are more custom and semi-custom. So if that's what you're looking for, then this is going to be a good option. And the first one is Quail Point. Now, Quail Point is this gated little section right here. And it is probably the most recently built section in Cross Creek that is, custom luxury homes. It is gated, so that is nice. And the homes were built from 2020 through 2021. So again, a recently built little section here. Lot sizes are a little bit larger. You're looking from about a quarter acre to about up to almost a half acre here within the little section. And again, it is gated, so that's nice. But if you want fully custom homes on a little bit larger lots, then you're gonna look at the next section, which is Soror Lake. And Soror Lake is just south of Quail Point. It's not gated, but you do have a lot of waterfront. So if you like having, some water views, you have a better option chance right here in Soror Lake. Soror Lake was built from 2016 through 2020, and home sizes range from about 4,500 square feet to just above 6,000 square feet. And builders here include Partners in Building, Trendmaker, and Avanti Custom Home Builders. So let's take a look at what these homes on average will sell for in each of these sections of Cross Creek. Legacy at Cross Creek will sell on average around 1.3 million, so definitely a little bit more expensive. And we'll see here. Creek Cove is right around $1 million. Quail Point is a little bit more expensive at 1.5 million. And again, these tend to be a little bit larger lots, and you do have the gate. Whereas a lot of areas within Cross Creek, they don't have gates. It's not a very common thing in this section of Cross Creek, that's zoned to Katy. You will see it in some other areas, but for the most part, they have all these beautiful luxury homes that are not gated. And then Soror Lake, again, is not gated, and that is on average selling for around 1.7 million. So Cross Creek is great, but maybe you don't want to be as far west, and so you might want to consider something a little further east, closer to the Grand Parkway. This will have some of those options, and so let's jump into Cinco Ranch next. Cinco Ranch is a massive master plan community, and so let's dive into this little section of Cinco. And we are right up by Cinco Ranch Boulevard. We got Highway 99 right here, Fry. And for some reference, we have La Centera just a little bit further northeast from here. And then also Cinco Ranch High School just up from there. And so our first section of Cinco that you really need to consider if you're looking for a luxury home is Bayou Pines. Now, Bayou Pines is great. These homes were built from probably about 2004 to 2008 on average. And so they are going to be a little bit older. So Bayou Pines is a beautifully designed little section of luxury homes in Cinco. They have beautiful walking trails, lush forests and trees throughout, as well as a section right next to it, which is Bayou Woods. So Bayou Pines is just kind of this whole little section right here, and it does back up right to Cinco Ranch Boulevard. And then Bayou Woods is kind of right across the street from it, and it goes right here. So you will have some road noise right along Cinco Ranch Boulevard. And one of the other challenges is that you are right next to the bayou over here. And unfortunately, there were a few homes in Bayou Woods that did flood during Harvey, and those tended to be kind of right along this area, as well as right along the bayou. So definitely a concern, especially if you want to stay away from flooded homes, and obviously for what they had to go through. And many other homes in Cinco Ranch and other sections, not over here specifically, but other sections closer to Mason Road got hit pretty hard. And so if you want to stay away from flooded houses, yeah, I don't blame you. It definitely can really be a big concern for many people. But other people, it may not be as big a concern because, hey, here you go, have a great updated house. Hopefully that never happens again. No guarantees, but a great house in a great neighborhood for a more affordable price that's already been, updated. So these are two great little sections of Cinco Ranch for luxury homes that I personally love. First off, the location is fantastic. I love that you can just hop on to Grand Parkway. You're not that far away. Some areas of Cinco and Katy, it takes a while to get to Grand Parkway and I-10. Right here, you don't have that issue. Also, if you have kids that need, like to walk to school, you have Cinco Ranch Junior High as well as Cinco Ranch High School. You can just have them walk right along the road right there in Cinco Ranch Boulevard, or there's a bayou that you can go continuous right over here, so they don't even have to cross the street. They just go right under Fry Road, and so that's definitely nice to have. Another nice thing too is you're right next to the Cinco Ranch Water Park, which is right over here. So Cinco Ranch Water Park has splash pads, slides, sand volleyball, and other great things to do and activities throughout the year, as well as tennis courts and pickleball courts and a basketball hoop and plenty of things to do just right there. So you have all the great amenities that Cinco Ranch offers. So let's talk about what an average home in each of these sections costs. Bayou Pines on average is around $1.35 million. So Bayou Woods was a little bit older. They finished around 2007, and Bayou Pines finished around 2009. So you'll find some a little bit more recently built homes in the Pines section. And Bayou Woods will sell for a little bit more. It is $1.7 million on average. Now, both of these sections are smaller, and so many times when homes pop up, they don't really sit around very long because so many people want to be in these two little sections, as well as some of the other ones I'll go over here in a little bit, but especially these two for the location and things I've already mentioned. So if you have a chance to go and tour homes or even drive by, definitely check it out to see if it's something you might want to consider. All right, moving a little further southwest from the Pines and Bayou Woods, and now we are on Cinco Ranch Boulevard as well as Fry Road, kind of coming in between here. And we're right next to Seven Lakes High School and Middle School, which is right over here. The high school and then middle school is right over there. And there's a couple different areas here that I want to highlight. First off, this area just north of Cinco Ranch Boulevard, Cedar Heights. So this area of Cinco is kind of like Creek Cove in Cross Creek Ranch, where it's kind of a mix of luxury homes as well as some upper end homes. And so you do have kind of a mix of pricing in the area. You will find a lot more expensive and luxury homes right in this section, but again, it's a whole mix, and so it's not just all homes that will be $1 million and more, which we'll see in pricing here in a second. And just south of that, in a gated neighborhood, is Spring Lake at Cinco Ranch. Now there's two entrances here, and it does have this beautiful lake right next to it, so you will have lots of options for Lakeview properties. And I always thought it was funny that the developer built a little island in the lake that has the little Cinco logo, which is the little shell with little 5 bumps there to it. I can't even draw this on here, but there's, well, let's erase that. That is so bad here. Okay, so you can kind of see that there. Let's see, can I zoom in? Yeah, okay. It's not beautiful, but it gives you an idea of that there. So a little rasterized, or it's a little blocky, but okay, you kind of get an idea. So anyway, so Spring Lake is great and nice to have the gate option there and many great views of the lake. A lot of these homes were built from 2008 through 2014, so more recently built than the Pines and Bayou Woods.
And then also on the southern part here in this area of Cinco Ranch Southwest, you will find some other luxury homes. However, they tend to be a little bit more affordable than Spring Lake, but a little bit more expensive than Cedar Heights. So kind of a best of both worlds. However, it's not gated. So this whole area could be a good option for checking out some luxury homes. And then there's a few other areas of Cinco that do have some luxury houses. And that does look kind of funny right here. It looks like a little man. But anyway, okay, so let's look at some pricing. So Cedar Heights on average just over $730, and then Spring Lake is a little bit more expensive at $1.7 million. And so could be a great option for those kind of semi-custom and upper end luxury homes that you would get from a builder if you do want to be in Cinco Ranch Southwest. All right, for this last little section of Cinco Ranch, this is the most recently built in Cinco. So if you're like, hey, I want to be in Cinco Ranch, but I want the most recently built homes, you won't be able to find any new luxury homes in Cinco, but this is going to be as close as you're going to be able to get. So here we have Spring Green Boulevard coming through this way and Cinco Trace Drive coming that way. And then so if you do want to get to I-10, you're just a hop and a skip away, as well as you're closer to Katy Mills and lots of great shopping. All right, so this first section is a gated section, and it's Cinco Ranch at Ironwood Estates. These homes were built from 2013 through 2018, and they're as large as 7,000 square feet and more. And many lots are between quarter of an acre to about a half acre lot. So, beautiful houses here, kind of a mix of semi-custom and custom homes, as well as some upper end builder houses. Now, if you want fully custom, then this next area is going to be a good fit for you, because this area has all custom homes, and that is Cinco Ranch Estates. This is a little gated section. It's right there by the lake, kind of slash reservoir holding water area. I mean, it's not quite as beautiful as a lake, some different areas in Cinco Ranch, but you do have some water views. So the builders in the estates is a variety of different custom builders, and so there's a bunch of smaller ones. You'll find some of the bigger ones, Trendmaker, as well as Partners in Building and so forth. So you do have pretty much everything within the estates, and the homes were built from about 2016 through 2019. And many of the homes are around 4,500 square feet, all the way up to around 7,000 square feet and more. I like this because every home is a little bit different, obviously fully custom, so you're gonna have more of a clean, modern look, as well as traditional house, as well as maybe a Mediterranean or Spanish style, and so a little bit everything in between here in the estates. Whereas even in Ironwood Estates, it kind of has a very more similar cohesive look, but the estates is going to be a little bit different. Now let's get into pricing for each of the sections. And coming in first is the Ironwood Estates at $1.45 million, and Cinco Ranch Estates is around $1.9 million. All right, so now I'm moving just north from Cinco Ranch across I-10 to Cane Island. So let's get into some of the different sections for luxury homes. So this first section is the Legends, and it is really right across from all the amenities that Cane Island offers. So as you come into Cane Island Parkway, the Legends will be on your left, and it is a small little gated section of Cane Island. And all the amenities that Cane Island has, from the gym to the various amenities they do on the event lawn, the greenhouse, the pool, as well as the in-neighborhood restaurant that they have, which was formerly called the Oaks, but I think it's now Texas Traditions. Go ahead and confirm in the comments below. But a great little American restaurant with some Cajun flair. And so the Legends is just right across from there, so you can walk to the gym or jog to the gym and get back there pretty quick to home. And this is a great little section. These homes were built from 2015 through 2022. So a little bit more recently built than the homes in Cinco Ranch on the far northwest part that I just went over. And then let's get into the next section, and that is Marabou Ridge. Now, Marabou Ridge is right next to Morton Road, so you may have some road noise right here. And there's definitely some more traffic going all the way through here as they've built out Sunterra to the north and all the great little neighborhoods that they're building, northern part of Northwest Katy. So you will have a little bit more traffic, but again, it's not terrible. It's not a major roadway yet, but it could be in the future, so good to keep in mind. These homes were built from 2022 through 2024, and they range between around a quarter of an acre lots, a little bit more than that, maybe up to around 20,000 square feet. So you will have some a little bit larger lots, but nothing too crazy here in Marabou Ridge. And most of these homes were built by Highland or Perry Homes. It's kind of more their upper end or luxury package homes that they do provide. And so some beautiful houses, and it does have a gate. But I haven't gotten to the more fully custom homes here within Katy Island, which I'll get to next. The next section is just south from there, and that's Pine Haven. Now, Pine Haven is really just a little road, it just extends right off there. And it really wasn't part of the original development. It was supposed to be kind of a walking trails. But they added it, and they made these beautiful houses. And many of them were built by Highland Perry, as well as the custom builder William Day. These homes were just a little bit more recently built from 2023 through 2025. So you can't build a brand new home anymore here, but they had just finished in the neighborhood. And these homes are between 4,000 and 5,000 square feet for the most part. You will find some a little bit more with more square feet, but that's kind of what you're expecting for most of these houses. And the fully custom section of Katy Island, and that would be the estates at Katy Island. Now, these are all custom properties. Many of them are 3/4 of an acre or more, and so you will have beautiful custom luxury houses. In many of these homes, you can't, build anything for less than $2 million anymore. So the homes were built from 2017 through here today in 2026, and they range from about a half acre to up to around a 2-acre lot. Now, there's a few lots that have not been built on yet, so you still could potentially build a new home here, but they're very few and far between. And because this is such a small section, a lot of these homes don't last very long, and many of these homes will, go for multiple millions of dollars. So I'll go into pricing here in just a second. First off, in the legends, you're looking at an average sales price of around $900,000. Marabou Ridge is around $1 million, as well as Pine Haven. And so the estates, with it being fully custom, is a little bit more expensive at $2.2 million. So you definitely have a wide range of some really beautiful luxury homes. And you will also have some more luxury homes in kind of this little neighborhood here, as well as Sterling Heights up here, even in the Woodlands, you'll find some here. And so there are other luxury homes there, but this is where you're gonna find most of those luxury houses. So those are the great master plan communities you may want to consider if you're looking for a luxury home. But now let's move on to something that may give you a little more peace of mind, and that is gated neighborhoods with guards and additional security. So let's get started, because there's a few neighborhoods that I think you may really want to consider. All right, so we're starting on the southwestern part of Katy. We have I-10 at the top of the map, and then Grand Parkway is now on the west side. And so our first neighborhood that you may want to consider is not necessarily a luxury area, but it does have the guards out front. So I did want to include that here in this map, and that's Lakes of Buckingham. So Lakes of Buckingham is a little bit older, but they do have some more upper end homes and maybe medium range pricing. So you can find some nice homes with that additional security. So I do think that's a great option. The other neighborhood that I really like, and it is right next to I-10, that's Windsor Park Estates. Now this one does have the guards right out front, and many of these homes were built from 1998 through about 2008. So they will be a little bit older, but they have beautiful lakes running throughout the community. And it's very common for homeowners to have little docks on the back where they have kayaks and paddle boats and whatever you do, little boats that you have, you can paddle around in the connected lakes. And they also have beautiful, like kind of stucco Spanish and Mediterranean style homes with a lot of slate tile roofs. And so it's really kind of a unique community you won't find too many places. So they're not massive lots in the community, usually between 6,000 to 18,000 square foot lots. So not the biggest we've seen, but it is a beautiful neighborhood. One thing you do need to consider is that it does back up to the Barker Reservoir, which is all this whole green area right here. And down here is George Bush Park. And so there's lots of activities to do, hiking, biking trails, shooting centers, and also great playgrounds, as well as model airplane, airplane strip that you can take your model airplanes off, and other fun stuff. But Because of you're so close to the reservoir, some of the homes unfortunately did flood during Hurricane Harvey, and a lot of them were kind of right along the Barker Reservoir. So again, it wasn't most of the homes. I don't know exactly. I would say at most around 20% of the homes, maybe less, just kind of a ballpark number. But definitely some homes did flood during Hurricane Harvey. So that could be something that may give you some pause for concern in the locations that you buy. However, I really like the location. I think, you can hop right on to I-10 from here and still have these great Katy Independent School District schools and have a luxury home, but not be all the way out to the furthest part of Katy. Some of the challenges that my clients have when they've bought here is that the homes tend to be a little bit older. So if you're looking for something brand new or move-in ready, you tend to find some homes that, a little bit more original, have a few updates. So you either need to plan on buying something that's already been done or one that you're going into it to buy it and remodel it to the way you like it. So definitely something to consider when buying in Windsor Park Estates. All right, our next neighborhood is a little further south, and that's Lake Forest of Kellywood. Lake Forest of Kellywood is a little bit older as well, from 1996 through 2008. So these homes are on much larger lots, from about half an acre all the way up to about 2.5 acres. And so you have a lot more options there, as well as some massive homes. Some of these homes are 10,000 square feet and more. So these are fully custom homes in Lake Forest of Kellywood, and it does have that guard out front, and so you do have that peace of mind with that fully custom home right here, and you're not too far from I-10. I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a drive on Fry Road, but it's not the worst commute in the world. Now heading further west into Lake Point Estates. Now this one again is a guarded area. It does have a bunch of little lakes. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it has like these little finger lakes kind of going like this. And so you have many of these homes are on the water, and they do have a lot of space between each other. I would say the minimum lot size that I was able to tell is at least half acre, but for the most part, you're looking at 3/4 of an acre to about an acre in the neighborhood. So you have beautiful custom homes that have space in between neighbors, and you have Great Lakes in the middle with the guard, so could be another great option for you to consider. Let's look at pricing. Lakes of Buckingham is at $870, so again, a little bit more affordable. Windsor Park Estates is almost $1.2 million. Lake Forest of Kellywood is $2.2 million, again, because everything is custom luxury in the neighborhood. You definitely have that higher price point with the additional lot size. But then going a little further west, Lake Point Estates runs around $1.5 million. So it's nice to have a luxury home in Katy, but it's also nice to have a little bit more land and a little space between your next door neighbor. So these next neighborhoods will have that additional room to run around that you're looking for. So first neighborhood is Remington Trails, and this is a neat neighborhood because you'll find larger lots here from half acre all the way up around 5-6 acres. Now the homes were built from about 1997 through 2008, and so definitely a little bit older. But many of the homes are not like you would consider a luxury home. They're nice homes on larger lots, is kind of how I put it. When you drive through the area, you have a little more opportunity to, even though you're in an HOA, to have different farm animals. I believe I've seen horses and maybe chickens and a few other things. So definitely check out the HOA restrictions, but I have seen them while I've been driving around and showing homes in the neighborhood. Next, moving south to GW Cartwright. And I hear from people all the time moving to Houston that they just don't want to live in a homeowners association. And I get that. They can definitely be a real pain in the rear, especially if you're looking at some of these beautiful master plan communities. They are very on top of you for taking care of your property. So if you are one of those people that you just don't want to be in a homeowners association, then this next section is great for you. And that's GW Cartwright. It is not really a neighborhood. It's just kind of an area. And you don't even have public water. You have to have a well as well as a septic system, and you have no restrictions as far as what you can really do with your property. So you will have some businesses next to some really beautiful luxury homes. So if that's something you're interested in, then GW Cartwright's going to be a great opportunity for you. The lot sizes are about half acre all the way to an acre lot. Moving on to the next one, and I've already gone over this, and that's Lake Point Estates. I did want to include that on the list here, but further up north, you have Lakes of Katy as well as August Lakes. Now, again, these are neat because you can do water skiing in the neighborhood, and most of the lots here in the neighborhood are about an acre. Lakes of Katy was built from 2004 through 2025, and August Lakes was built from 2017 through 2006. And just around the corner is Manorwood Estates. So this is really just a street of homes that is just on larger lots. You will see anything from, like half an acre all the way up to 10 and even 20 acres in the little area here. And so many of these homes may not necessarily be what you consider like a luxury home with 4,000, 5,000 square feet, fully custom, but they're nice homes on some larger lots. And south of there, which I've gone over already, is Lake Forest of Kellywood. But back to the north side is Katy Lake Estates. So these homes are on 1 to 3 acre lots, and they go as large as 6,500 square feet and more. Many of them are semi-custom and custom homes, and I really like the neighborhood a lot. I get confused with them with Lakes of Katy and Katy Lake Estates. I mean, it's a turn of a tongue, and it just I just get them confused all the time, but especially since they're not too far from each other. But anyway, a great neighborhood if you want a little bit of extra space between your neighbor. Now, going over pricing, Remington Trails is around $1 million. GW Cartwright, $1.5 million. Lake Point Estates, $1.5 million. Already gone over that. Lakes of Katy and August Lakes are $1.4 million. And Manorwood Estates, depending on what properties sell, because there's not too many, is currently around $2.4 million. In Katy, Lake Forest of Kellywood, $2.2 million, and Katy Lake Estates is just under $900,000. And so definitely a little bit more affordable for the entire area. But again, you're a little bit further away from 99 and I-10. So these are some great neighborhoods. Consider if you need a little extra space for your next home. All right, let's talk about where you can find some of the more recently built as well as new luxury homes in Katy, Texas. First off, Cross Creek Ranch. I've gone over this already. If you want brand new homes, you can still buy that in Cross Creek Ranch, but it's gonna be further west in the newest section of Cross Creek Ranch. I believe that should be right around here, Cross Creek West, and it's just north of downtown Fulshear. They do have a great section where you can build brand new custom luxury homes with custom builders, but otherwise you'll just have more recently built homes if you want to just be in the Katy ISD side. Next, I've already gone over it. Cane Island can find some recently built luxury homes. And just north of that, I haven't gone over that yet on the map, and that is Lake House. Now, this is all built by Tri-Point Homes, and they do have a nice section of luxury homes. So the homes here in Lake House were built from 2019 through 2023. So again, not new, but recently built. And the best area to buy a new luxury home is just further north in Ellison. All right, let me go over some of the different neighborhoods that I covered in the video, but have yet gone over. This is kind of a mix of all those neighborhoods together. All right, so first off is Park Lake Village. Again, I think it's a hidden gem. I really like this neighborhood. It's got some highly rated schools. It's not far from I-10, and they have some beautiful homes here. So definitely one to check out. Next would be a little further west, and the next neighborhood is Avalon at Seven Meadows. And this does back up to Meadowbrook Farms Golf Club, and so if you do like those golf course views, this is gonna have that there. And a lot of these homes are custom and semi-custom homes, and so we'll see how that affects pricing here in just a little bit. In Avalon at Seven Meadows, these homes will range from about 2,500 square feet through about 7,000 square feet. And the lot sizes will be pretty standard between 8,000 and maybe up to about 18,000 square foot lots. And homes were built from 2004 through 2008. And the next neighborhood is the Reserve at Katy. And this is kind of a unique neighborhood. I mean, a lot of these little custom luxury home areas will have, gated areas in their own kind of standing, so to speak. The Reserve at Katy, the gated area, it tends to be more affordable than the non-gated area, which I thought was kind of interesting. But this is a small little section. You will find some luxury homes in it. And these homes were built from 2013 through 2021. Lot sizes are around 9,000 to 18,000 square feet. And homes range from about 3,000 to 6,000 square feet on the interior. So the next area is the Avalon at Spring Green. And these homes were built from 2004 through 2019. And pretty much all are custom or at least semi-custom homes. And you can find some beautiful homes here that are in a fully gated area. Lot sizes will vary from 8,000 through about half an acre, and the square footage inside these homes will be from about 2,500 square feet all the way up to around 6,500 square feet. Next, moving on a little further south from there is Avalon at Pine Mill. Again, a little gated neighborhood that is pretty tiny, but it's nice to have these, private gated areas. No guards at the front, but it is a neat little community with homes being built from 2012 through 2015, and they range from about 3,800 square feet through 6,000 and more square feet on the interior. And looking at pricing, Park Lake Village on average about 1.2 million. Avalon at Seven Meadows 1.12 million. Avalon at Pine Mill is almost 1.1 million. Avalon at Spring Green is a little bit more affordable at just under 900,000. And the Reserve at Katy is a little bit more affordable at just under 1 million. So if you did want to build a custom home, where would you go about doing that? Well, let's go over some different areas you may want to consider. First off, you can still find a lot here or there in the estates at Cane Island, as well as August Lakes and Lakes of Katy. You can also find some lots in and around, kind of the northern part of Katy, kind of somewhere around here. Probably not Ellison, so to speak. You may still be able to build, you will be able to build some more high-end homes, maybe some luxury homes in Ellison, but not a custom luxury house. So, pick your own builder and your lot. The other one you might want to consider is in Old Town Katy. So Old Town Katy here, there's a lot of homes that are older, built many times in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and they have half acre to an acre lots, but very small homes on it. So you could even tear down the home and build your own custom luxury home on that, which is being done a little bit more often now, especially since there's not a whole lot of other options available. Again, now there are some other homes in Cross Creek Ranch West, which I went over earlier. But as far as that, it definitely is going to take a little bit more of looking to find the right area where you can buy a lot that matches what you want to do with your property. So again, reach out if you like some help with that. So if you'd like to learn about other luxury areas just outside of Katy, watch this video next. Or to learn more about Katy, watch this one right here.